We're going to start with Fear the Whelp here today. Um, there will be another video up later that's going to have Oglor Reanimator, so check that one out as well. So what we have here is creatures. So I say Fear the Whelp, Fearsome Whelp. So what this card is really strong in my opinion. We're looking at a 2-mana 1/1 flyer. At the beginning of your end step, each dragon in your hand perpetually gains this spell cost 1 less to cast. So we're looking at getting this Fearsome Whelp down on 2 and dropping threats like Townraiser Tyrant on turn 3, Moonveil Regent, Goldspan Dragon, and Inferno the Star Mounts. So everybody knows Moonveil Regent from Innistrad, Midnight Hunt. Goldspan Dragon, it got a little bit of a nerf, but it's still a really good flying haste, make a treasure. It's just still a good card. You don't get a treasure if it's targeted, but it's still really strong. Inferno the Star Mounts is just a one of. It's the top end of the curb, with the fire breathing, so it can get bigger. It's a hasty threat as well, and you'll notice this red deck has a lot of hasty threats. So rounding out the creatures in the 3-mana slot is Reckless Stormseeker. And the thing about Reckless Stormseeker is, so you drop Fearsome Whelp on turn 2, and instead of playing one of your dragons, you drop Reckless Stormseeker, get in for some hasty damage, and then you turn around the next turn, and you have multiple dragons that you can drop. Maybe a Goldspan that's cheaper, maybe a Moonveil Regent, Townraiser Tyrant. You give those haste with Reckless Stormseeker, and now you're just swinging in for a ton of damage all of a sudden, which is, can surprise players. So looks really good. Of course, mana, Field of the Ruin to take care of our opponent's pesky lands. Easy to run that in a monocolor deck. Den of the Bugbear, great threat, 3/2 red goblin, creating a 1/1 goblin if you run out of cards. And then also, one thing I want to talk about is Toralf's Disciple making lightning bolts for the deck. So you drop Toralf's Disciple, you attack, you put 4 bolts in the deck, it doesn't get removed, you attack again, you put 4 more bolts in the deck, and then you turn around and you play a Moonveil Regent, and you go Lightning Bolt, draw a card, Lightning Bolt, draw a card, Lightning Bolt, draw a card. I mean, that's kind of the dream, right? That's like what we really like want to do. Pretty awesome. So let's see how the deck does. Another thing, some of the new spells I'll highlight here. Flame Blast Bolt, great exile effect. Spikefield Hazard doubles as a land and a possible removal exile. Really, these cards are really great against the mono white decks, all the 2/1s, 3/1s. Dragon's Fire can be a big removal spell, right? You're holding a Townraiser, Tyrant, Moonveil Regent, Goldspan, all can deal 4 damage. Inferno, it can deal 6. Okay, Electrostatic Blast deals 2 damage to any target. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play one of those until end of turn. So Electrostatic Blast is going to hopefully, the next time we cast an instant or sorcery, allow us to also play another spell. Seems pretty good. And then Brittle Blast is a big removal spell, and also makes all creatures and planeswalkers our opponents control on the battlefield. So if we remove a pesky big creature with this one, all the other creatures that our opponent has are now exiled instead of going to the graveyard. So it's just a little bit of graveyard hate, and it's a 3-mana and deal 5. So we're running 3 of those. And I have a full 15 sideboard. Burning Hands for green, Cinderclasm for pesky little creature decks, Thundering Rebuke for some big damage, Play with Fire to get in if we need to go straight at our opponent, Cemetery Gatekeeper, and Chandra Dressed to Kill, just to give us a threat that's not a creature if we're playing against some board wipes. No Whelp. It's a tad slow. Our opponent is going first. We do have removal, Stormseeker, Moonveil, Town Razor Tyrant. I kind of want to go Reckless Stormseeker into Town Razor Tyrant and blow up a land. I think I might keep this just to have some fun and just to see what happens here. Might be a little slow though, but we're gonna try it. Hopefully we draw something good. So it looks like life gain. Yep, so this is black-white life gain. We're going to need to kill that cleric here. And we're double Stormseeker. Oh my. Our opponent is doing all kinds of things, curving out perfectly, and we are just sitting here because I think I made a rough decision here. We are going to Brittle Blast this cleric before it gets out of hand. Yeah, our opponent getting... We need to blow up that hive. We need Town Razor Tyrant. Yeah, we're in trouble here. Our opponent has actually missed a land drop right there. So we're going to just Town Razor Tyrant, try to get a blocker out. We're going to make that Hive of the Eye Tyrant start dealing damage. That's going to take our opponent. They sacked it. They did not want to drop below. Oh. They did not want to drop below 27. Smart on our opponent. And we're dead. I kept a very slow hand, and our opponent kept a perfect curve hand, and we paid the price. I don't know what we're waiting on here. Our opponent, all they got to do is just swing out, and we pretty much just lose. We have to block 4/6. Gonna get rid of the extra. I mean, they swing out there, it doesn't matter. We're at 7. We have to block the Righteous Valkyrie. They get in for 6, and we just lose. We don't have a board wipe for this. There's the whelp. We're just gonna concede here. So we know now clerics, cleric life gain, white black can be very fast if they have a perfect hand. We have 2 mana. We have early removal. We have fearsome whelp, brittle blast. I'm gonna keep this. Hopefully we draw into a land. Otherwise the hand is really... This is really strong curve-wise. That Moonveil Regent is going to be able to come down on turn 3 if we need to. Den of the Bugbear, going to let us cast its Flame Blessed Bolt if our opponent plays a creature. Okay. I don't know what that one was about, but let's get Whelp down. Got to make Moonveil Regent cheaper. Love it. Oh, that's exciting. That's what we want to do. I wish I had more dragons in hand. We drew a Brittle Blast. Ooh. Never didn't have it. So... I think here... I think we just... Moonveil Regent? I guess I could have left it in my hand and let it get cheaper. Because we're not going to activate its ability at this point. Our hand is chock full of removal, and we're playing a green deck. You have to assume that they are going to start playing tons of creatures. Yeah, our opponent's just going to scoop it up. That's 3 lands. I see tons of dragons. Fearsome Whelp. We are keeping this. And we're on the play. Even better. GOLDSPAN Dragon is going to come down and be a hasty threat. Oh! Oh, come on! What? Oh, what a ripoff! No way! We just got dread fused. Target player reveals their hand, you choose non-land card from it. That player discards that card with mana value 2 or less because they didn't cleave. Wow. We do have Brittle Blast. Townraiser Tyrant, though, is going to come down, and really looking forward to seeing what Townraiser Tyrant can do to the lands. I do wish, one thing I wish I had was a way to flicker it. We have a hasty... We're just going to remove this Cemetery Gatekeeper. Our opponent is probably not going to be happy about Townraiser Tyrant next turn. Okay, Storm Seeker. It's a good card. We're gonna start taxing the lands, and we're actually going to tax this red source. So every turn, 2 damage to our opponent if they do not sack it. And that does not go away. Okay, so we're going to Fearsome Whelp. We're going to shock this in. For us to Disciple. This is going to be hasty. It's going to put 4 bolts into our library. Now Goldspan's cheaper. So we're doing things. 2 damage for keeping the land. Graph Reaver. If it exploits, destroy Planeswalker, so they're not doing that. They're just putting getting in for some hasty threats. We're at 11, taking 6, takes us to 5. Our opponent is literally dead next turn with a hasty threat, so we are not blocking. Hopefully they don't have another... Yeah, that's game. Unless they have a removal spell here. They do. Nice. So they'll sack the land, kill us on the backswing. We are going to... It's risky here. If we... I think we put the pressure on, we just run the risk. They don't have to sack the land now. So they got rid of it. And that's a hasty threat, so that's game. Yep, opponent had to removal for the Goldspan Dragon, and then had a hasty threat to follow it up. So, got us. Electrostatic Blast, Moonveil, Townraiser Tyrant, Goldspan. Again, we're a little slow here. We do have 3 lands. What a maul. Get rid of one of the Flame Blessed Bolts. So we're gonna... Starting on turn 3 here, we're gonna start curving out. Looks like our opponent maybe Dimir Control. Yep. So we're going to Townraiser Tyrant and start taxing the land. We're gonna hit that duel. Oh, are you kidding me? Divide by 0, very good spell. Opponent's getting a life gain. Hit a land. Seems like a game where the opponent has the answer every time. Another one? Yep. So just tempoing us out here. This is not good. No pressure being applied whatsoever. Opponent has had every answer. So we can try again here. I mean, hopefully they're running out of... Oh my goodness. 3 of them bad boys. Wow. Wow. We have had a creature killed and then triple divide by 0 on our Townraiser Tyrant. So we have applied 0 pressure on our opponent at this point. Let's try it again. Oh my goodness. We got something down. And we're gonna double spell. We're also trying to keep less cards in our hand than our opponent. Okay, Siphon Insight. Probably a removal spell. Wow. It's 4 bolts into our deck. So our opponent got rid of the land. Slowed him down just a little bit on mana. So they're sitting on a bunch of these learn spells that are, you know, in Mascot Exhibition obviously pretty good. Hit one of the black sources. Nothing I can do about that. We are going to float a mana so we can get Moonveil Regent down. Thankfully, our opponent did all of this at what I would say is not a good time. They didn't do it in switching phases. So hopefully they don't have a removal for Moonveil Regent so we can start casting spells, drawing cards, casting spells, drawing cards. That's great. That's giving us a couple of targets here. So we're going to... Yeah, we're gonna take care of this 2-1. We're going to decline here. Now we're going to Brittle Blast. And now we're going to take action. This is great stuff. And we're going to go ahead and just offer the trade here. So we completely cleared opponents at 6, taking another shock here if they don't sack that. And hopefully, even if they remove this Moonveil region, we have a hasty Goldspan dragon. Duress isn't going to do anything. That's a good sign. Yep, that's going to do it. Nice win. It's a little slow. Divide by Zero really set us back. Triple Divide by Zero in the beginning, but Moonveil Regent was the all-star right there at the end. Just cast spell, draw card, cast spell, draw card. Three lands, Fearsome Whelp. Oh yeah. Oh, let's do this. Electrostatic Blast for a little bit card advantage later. Our opponent is on the play though. That stinks. But we are keeping this. Oh, another Whelp. Oh, that Tailed Razor Tyrant is going to get cheap. Vampires? So, Fearsome Whelp is 1, Town Razor Tyrant is now 2. We have some removal spells, so yeah. Next turn, we're going to be able to blast this Silver Quill Silencer, Electrostatic Blast, and a Reckless Stormseeker again. Wow. Okay, so I think the play here is remove Silencer, play another Fearsome Whelp, make Town Razor Tyrant only cost 2. Zero for Concealing Curtains, transform it. Down Razor Tyrant, nice. So Electrostatic Blast, it's only 2 damage. We're just going to go ahead and get a Reckless Stormseeker down, get the day-night cycle started. And we're going to make our flyer bigger. Okay. There's not a lot we can do about any of this at this point. Flipping doesn't really help us right here. So just getting in with the evasive. That's a flyer, but we're going to blast it. Fortunately, we're not going to get any value off of this. We won't be able to cast the next blast. We're going to wait. We're going to let it flip day-night. We're the ones putting all the pressure on. Now this Reckless Stormseeker will enter on the night cycle. That's going to make a 2/3 life-linking vampire.
I take no joy in the slaughter.
Yep.
You deal with the
Okay, we have 6 lands, so we can deal 4 damage to something. We're gonna kill this vampire. I'm gonna put 2 + 2 + 0. I don't... He's gonna make another vampire. We don't want him making a vampire. I'd like to put the pressure on our opponent. Oh, that's not good. Removal spell. I mean, I don't know. Do we just offer pressure here? That was not enough mana. Oops. Beginning of your end step, an invitation counter on wedding announcement. Attack with one or more creatures. Human creature token. Okay, not enough. Opponent is going to scoop it. No. Way too slow. That's good. Actually going to toss. So we're gonna toss Torof's Disciple. We really need the lands, so I don't want to skimp. We'll probably draw lands, but we're not gonna sit here and let that thing torture us all day. Remove it now. So, good news is here, Moonveil Regent's getting cheaper. So hopefully we'll be able to drop Moonveil Regent and possibly double spell. Okay, making a land. Creature. Do we get greedy here? Or do we just... No, we just get it down. I mean, I guess they could have a removal for a 4/4. Because what I want to do next turn is play a land, and if I have to Shatter Skull Smashing, like the Forest or something, we'll just remove it and draw another card. So we're gonna, because of that draw, we're gonna let GOLDSPAN Dragon get cheaper and just hang out. I don't want to discard it, and there's no reason to. Removing the land might have been okay, but it looks like our opponent's not using it to ramp anyways. Another den. So I think we just play the den, and we're gonna discard the Shatter Skull Smashing. There we go. Brittle Blast is good. Now we're making treasures. Opponent's at 5. Oh, nice. Okay. Opponent says that's enough. So, 2 lands, a Shatter Skull, Spike Field. Well, yeah, this looks solid. Very solid. So get that den down, and we got Spike Field to nail a 1 toughness creature. That's not a 1 toughness creature, so there'll be no hitting it. Going to make our dragons cheaper. The thing about Fearsome Whelp that I've liked, on turn 2, you know, just like our opponent right there, didn't have mana open, nothing they could really do about it, so we're getting the trigger. And then now, do you really want to spend a removal spell on it? And this is where, actually, Spikefield Hazard is going to shine. So we're actually, because we're not casting anything else, I'm going to let this enter tapped, because this adversary is going to get, I'm going to exile it. So now we got a Hasty Goldspan on 3 mana and a Reckless Stormseeker on 3 mana. Goldspan is going to make us a treasure. Okay. Interesting. Brittle Blast is probably the play here on Adeline. And we let the Fearsome Whelp and the Goldspan get cheaper again. Just gonna let these enter tapped. Eventually, what I'm doing here, my strategy is I am going over the top. I am going to play all these hasty creatures and just get in for a ton of damage, and I'm just conserving my life total at this point. We've kept the board pretty clear, and now our opponent, they have 4 cards in hand, so I don't want to say they're out of steam, but they're definitely, you know, running out of steam. So, Goldspan and Whelp. Looks like a removal spell here. No, not yet. Okay, well, we're getting the trigger. Love to see a... Oh! I don't know if they have a board wipe. I doubt it being a creature deck. We can get this Reckless Stormseeker down because of the treasure. I say we get it down. The reason I want to get... I did that is because next turn, if I don't have a spell, we just animate a land and go to town and let it flip over to night. I think getting that down was way more important than not. Hopefully we don't run into a board wipe. That's a Thalia. That's not going to do it. We're going over top, and that Reckless Stormseeker is bigger. We're going to leave this Reckless Stormseeker in hand. I think we make... Thalia doesn't trade. Nothing trades with Stormseeker. We're just going to make the Goldspan. I should have done one of the Whelps. Just in case of a removal here. Yeah. Oh, nice. Now it's night. This other Stormseeker can now safely come down. Oh, they're going to kick that. That's a... Nothing on the ground is attacking now. Yep, and our opponent knows. They just swung out, got us down to 3. So just to recap, we'll go look at the deck again. So Fear the Whelp. The Whelp should be feared. It was awesome. Making the big dragons cost less. We never did see Inferno of the Star Mounts, but we saw plenty of Moonbound, Townraiser Tyrant, and Goldspan dragons. And along with Reckless Stormseeker to give stuff haste, that's pretty nasty. Townraiser Tyrant blowing up lands. Townraiser Tyrant put in work against the control deck. Kept blowing up lands. The control player just did not want to keep taking 2 damage. So kept having to sack the lands. Yeah, all in all, solid deck. 5 and 2. Really good. Really good. So that's going to do it for this one. Like I said, really good showing. 5 and 2. I'm going to do another video here. So check that out on Reanimator. Blue-Black Reanimator. So appreciate it. We will see you all in the next video.